When patch 12.12 dropped, it changed the way I looked at Tarkov, and it instantly became one of the hardest and most immersive games that I've ever played. And as we all know, the game isn't even close to being finished. The future of Tarkov has me excited, and with certain things already confirmed like in-raid traders and spots where you can drop off your loot, things are going to change a lot. And for those of you who don't know, Tarkov will be open world. They've slowly added map after map, completing the puzzle that will one day be the Tarkov we travel across and fight over. In the same way the maps are somewhat connected now, when the game launches you will be able to freely travel between regions, but I'm just ready for the spawns to be more spread out. I can only assume that when the game is complete, the AI will be massively different. I'm going to leave a link to a video made by Veritas where he speaks with Nikita on the current state of the AI, as well as what we can expect in the future. We can all agree the AI need a lot of work, but of course they can never be perfect. But even giving them more lifelike animations and movements would make this game feel a lot more like an RP like it was made to. Factions are already a huge part of the game, but even more factions will occupy Tarkov when the game is finished. As of now we have Bears, USEX, Rogues, which are rogue USEX, Raiders, Bosses, and normal Scavs. And you can argue that Bosses and Scavs are in the same faction. But factions such as the UN and Russian Special Forces will make an appearance in the future. And with multiple factions and larger play areas, you can imagine the intense firefights that are going to take place. And with that comes endless possibilities for scav runs and hatchet runs, because the amount of loot that will be scattered around the map just from the factions fighting would be enough to either make a play or take home and make a profit. Speaking of profit, the future state of the Tarkov economy is something we can't be too sure about, because much like in real life, the Tarkov economy changes constantly. But I'm interested to see how BSG will further improve the way things are bought, sold, and traded in Tarkov. And now we're starting to see the direction they're going with the game, a multiplayer roleplay game with endless ways to play and progress. And with the addition of VoIP in 12.12, players across the world are working together opposed to fighting. Imagine scaling that up with more players in raid and more goals and objectives to accomplish, along with more immersive AI enemies to contest you along the way. And with BSG's love for weapons and attachments, I can't wait to see what we get to play around with next. With a few weapons already leaked, and God only knows how many more they're working on. And the optics in this game are on another level, so new sights and scopes are almost guaranteed, as well as a lot more armor, rigs, and other wearables. But come on BSG, drop a revolver. I know we got the revolver shotty, but we want a real revolver. One that can maybe take a scope and has a long barrel. I would love to see some long range kills with a 6-shooter. And can you imagine Factory with a 357? And if you haven't seen the Streets teaser, there's a clip where dudes hop off of a vehicle, possibly hinting that later on the AI might even patrol with vehicles, making it a lot harder to move freely without getting spotted. And I would love to see a scav backup system, where a scav could call for help, but if done correctly, you and your squad could silently take them out before they could call for backup. But that's just what I want to see. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see added to Tarkov, and keep the conversation going down there. We're just at the beginning of what BSG has planned for Tarkov, and I can't wait to see what all can be done. Of course they have a long way to go, but I believe their heads are in the right place, and the vision they have for the game is insane. And I would recommend you go check out some other content creators to get the bigger picture of Tarkov, because the backstory of this game is just as interesting as the future. And if you enjoy informative Tarkov content, consider subscribing. We're almost at 1K. And hey, check out one of these videos. I think you'll like it.